This meeting will begin in 30 seconds. Good afternoon. This is Matthew Prosser, Chair of the Partners in Prevention Steering Committee. The May 20th meeting of the Partners in Prevention Steering Committee is now called to order. Today's meeting is going to be conducted via teleconference in keeping with Governor Greg Abbott's Order GA-14 to help slow the spread of coronavirus. We thank you for your understanding. Through the format of this meeting, we'll begin with a roll call to confirm members of the steering committee are present and able to participate. The committee members, when I call your name, will you please respond in the affirmative if you're present? Starting with Chesley Knoll.
Present.
Emily Ivy.
Present.
Lois Collins. Okay. Simeon Witten. Kimberly Purcell. Okay, and also going to do a roll call for Partners in Prevention staff, starting with Manager Holly Fuller.
Present.
Director of Mentoring and Bridges Out of Poverty, Lyndell McAllister.
Present.
Program and Outreach Coordinator, Taylor Thornton.
Present.
Mentoring Coordinator and Coalition for Drug-Free Youth Liaison, Whitney Pierce.
Present.
Grant Technician, Patty Easton. Administrative Assistant, Erica Buchanan.
Present.
Receptionist, Darlene Hillhouse. Mentoring Program Coordinator, Bonnie Hall.
Present.
Mentoring Coordinator, Steve Vance.
Present.
And is Mentoring Coordinator Adora Hall able to attend?
No.
Or mentoring recruiter Kendra Tennyson?
No.
Okay. So move on to the first agenda item, the Partners in Prevention minutes and expenditure report. After you've had a chance to look those over, I'll entertain a motion to accept those.
Seconded.
Okay, do we have a motion?
This is Chesley. I move to approve.
Okay, do we have a second?
Sorry, seconded.
Is that Emily?
Yes.
Okay, second by Emily. All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Moving on, next agenda item is staff reports.
Good morning. This is Whitney. I hope you can hear me pretty clearly, but I just wanted to give a brief update about the Coalition for Drug-Free Youth and just some things that have been going on since COVID-19. First off, I just want to really highlight our community and just the efforts that they have done with prevention while all this is going on. You know, we talk about COVID affecting so many parts of our community, but really prevention has not stopped, and people are being so creative with how they are reaching our people. And so one of the cool things that some of the efforts have been done, Zoom presentations. So we have our wellness point in our community, who's also part of the coalition. They have been engaging with everyone on Facebook Lives and through Zoom, doing presentations on vaping and just all the hot topics. We've also had Zoom meetings, a lot of social media efforts, and just really every one of our agencies working so closely together to figure out how we can support and help each other during this time. So that has been really neat. A second thing, and Richard, I think you can go ahead and click to the next slide. So if you'll look here at the University of Houston College of Pharmacy, they awarded us a grant last year at the very end of the year called the TTOR, the Texas Targeted Opioid Response Grant. And through that, we received several Deterra drug deactivation pouches. And if you'll look at that bottom right corner, I think we've all seen these before during our previous steering committees. But we received a little bit over 1,000 of those and had the opportunity to present these to organizations around Longview. And so I just wanted to highlight, we have disseminated officially now 1,226 of these pouches between the months of December through May. So a very short time period, and a lot of pouches got out. And through our efforts, we gave this to Longview, Spring Hill, Gladewater, and Pine Tree ISD, to the nurses so that they could remove excess pills from school districts, so we didn't have any chance of accessibility from kids or anyone through the school. So that's been a cool new effort that we were able to do. In addition, we got some of those pouches out to One Step UT Henderson, Civic and Tyler, Oceans Behavioral Health, Community Health Corps, Eastman Chemical, and then our Longview Police Department now has them in every patrol car. So these are great pouches that do just what they describe. They remove our pills off the streets, and it's just a nice way to have that in-house where you can get rid of them and not have to do the extra efforts that some people can't get out there and do. So that has really been a great effort that we're doing, and we're excited to see some of the results from that. And that's what we've been doing. So that's our update.
Excellent. Thank you, Whitney. Our next staff report is mentoring with Ms. Lyndell McAllister.
So glad to get a chance to talk a little bit about mentoring, what's happening with mentoring. So we are closing out our Mentoring Plus grant, and I just want to do a real shout out to our staff for their very hard work and serving 125 new matches through the Mentoring Plus grant. The last 3 we had to conduct virtually, so you'll see a picture there. It was done in person at the park, but the mentor and the program coordinator from Partners in Prevention were all Zoomed in, and so we had it at the park where we could be socially distanced. So that's a mother and daughter that you see in the picture, as well as Whitney, one of our program coordinators. So we all worked together and shared phones and did it that way. So we'll be making some of quasi-virtual matches, one happening today with Steve Vance and a male mentor and a young boy and his mother. So we're going to be doing that and continuing on with making matches, because we know that kiddos in the program do really desire to have that involvement and that connection with mentors during a time when activities are so limited. We've also sent out 164 packets to the mentees with ideas of things, fun activities that they could do at home with their brothers and sisters. This week, we're going to start sending 3 activities every 3 weeks to mentors that will allow them to work with their mentees and give them new ideas for connecting with mentees. So things like they'll receive sunflower seeds packets in the mail with instructions of how to grow those seeds, and they can take the seeds and drop it by their mentor's house, and then together they can look at it over their phone or virtually out in a park in an open air area. So we've also got one about gaming. There's one about talking about making Kool-Aid. So there are a lot of fun. There's a fitness challenge one that's coming up. A lot of fun activities. So every 3 weeks, we'll be sending out activities that can be done with mentors and mentees. These will be sent to the mentors. So we're excited about that. We're also in the process of starting back up with our mentor recruitment, new mentor trainings, orientations in July. So we'd like to encourage people to begin to step up and be ready for the school year, when we will hopefully be resuming mentoring in the school setting as well as in the community as we're doing now. We've established a new Facebook group for mentors called PIP Mentor connection and resource group that's a closed Facebook group for mentors where they're given tips and ideas for connecting with their mentees online. So we're doing a lot to sort of shift and giving mentors an opportunity to connect in new and different ways, recognizing that sometimes digital communication can be a little challenging with kids that don't always have access. So we're working on that and excited to see mentors working hard at really trying to connect. We've moved some of our events that are coming up. Our scavenger hunt, which was scheduled for last April, is now scheduled for August the 28th in conjunction with the sesquicentennial parade that's happening at Heritage Plaza. And so we're excited about that new opportunity for the community and as a fundraiser for the mentoring program. So everyone will meet right after the parade around 1:30 on that date. And there will be food trucks at Heritage Plaza. We'll all meet there and begin our scavenger hunt for there. So you'll want to participate in that. It's going to be very fun and fairly low cost to participate. So we're looking forward to it. Our golf tournament has also been moved. It was scheduled for June, and it's June the 12th, and it's now scheduled for October the 23rd, which is a Friday, and we'll have it in the morning so we do not interfere with Friday night football games. And we're doing it at a new location this year at the Tempest Golf course in the Gladewater area. So mentoring is busy in a week. A week from today, we're going to honor our seniors. We're very excited. We're going to have a senior parade. Signs have been designed for each mentee, congratulating them. We're going to go ahead of time and put those signs out at each location. We'll be driving to Kilgore and then all over the Longview area to do that. We're also giving gifts to our seniors and to mentors, but that's a secret, that are the mentors of the seniors. So we're looking forward to that parade. We're going to meet here at the office parking lot and start our route from there. Bonnie Hull is in charge of the route. She's the route director. So mentoring is busy doing some new things that we haven't done in the past, but that's kind of a fun challenge for us. So we're actively engaged that way.
Great, thank you, Lyndell. Our next staff report is Unity University with Ms. Taylor Thornton.
Hello, everyone. I am super excited that the Unity and Diversity Committee is finding different ways virtually to still be dedicated and be advocates for unity and diversity in the city of Longview. So we've been having some Zoom meetings going on, and our UDC members have really stepped up to the plate and been presenters for us. So we had a recent UDC meeting on mental health to observe Mental Health Awareness Month. And this presentation was presented by a UDC member. His name is Emmett, and he presented some self-care tips and also some mental health disparities. So that was a really great Zoom call. We also had a UDC member by the name of importance of Cinco and Unity and Diversity Committee's Facebook page. And then we also have decided to celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. So we had Angela Choi, which is a city employee. She did a video on our Facebook page as well to kind of tell us a little bit about her traditions and her heritage and how she celebrates this month. And also we had to change our Longview Listen session that was previously scheduled for May 11th. So instead of having our Longview Listen session, we opened it up to our Unity and Diversity Committee and previous attendees to have coaching sessions with Terry Reese, who was an awesome presenter at our last two sessions. And those coaching sessions went very well. And I'm excited and proud to announce that we have multiple people in the city that want to continue to learn more about race relations. And so leading into that, our next Longview Listen session is scheduled on August the 3rd at Mod Cobb. Terry Reese is going to be our speaker again, and this is going to be from 5:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. and he's going to discuss the topic of rage. So we're very excited to have this third and last session with Terry Reese. Our June UDC meeting, we're going to have another Unity and Diversity Committee member to present. He's going to present on emotional attacks on gender, race, and ethnicity, and he's going to talk about workplace empowerment and how we should value our workers and how that has a positive effect when we value the workers. And on the screen, you can see who the speaker is, and of course the meeting ID, the date, and it will be held at noon. We hope to see you there. Our July UDC meeting, we're going to talk about race and culture and what the difference is and how can we bridge the gap between the two. On the screen is the meeting ID as well as the calendar date and what time it starts. The speaker is going to be Dr. Rolando Datis, and she's an amazing speaker. She's a professor at TJC, so we are excited to see that. And also, we have something coming up for the 4th of July. We have our talent stage. We're going to talk about various options, and to keep updated on that, you can just view our Longview Unity and Diversity Committee page on Facebook.
Excellent. Thank you, Taylor. Our next staff report will be the program manager report from Ms. Holly Fuller.
Thank you. Yeah, so as you've heard, we are still in full force of prevention work, although we're doing that in very different ways. I want to brag on the staff to say that they have really stepped up to the plate, even during the time that we were absent from our physical desk at work. They were still hard at work behind the scenes, and also taking advantage of different webinars offered to learn more about how to do mentoring in this new world and this new age of not being able to be face-to-face, mentors and mentees. And we're recognizing, even the more importance of helping those stay connected, to give them a caring adult in their life, because they're absent from their peers or schools. We were talking the other day, what first started out to be just an extension of a spring break, and then now, looking like it's going to be 5 or 6 months possibly from when this first began to when they are reconnected with their peers, teachers, and mentors. So trying to really come up with creative ways to do that. And some of the webinars and things that we've heard about that we're working on all of these issues, but the increase in substance abuse, the increase in suicidal ideation, those kind of things that impact the people that we are working to help, the citizens that we're working to help. And so having that extra support and those fun activities and just some mental stimulation really helps to combat those things. So moving into our Longview Bridges Out of Poverty, because of the COVID-19 threat, we did suspend our Getting Ahead class for a period of time, but I'm glad to say that Lyndell was able to restart that last night to finish out this session. They did meet with social distancing practices in place, and it worked well. Lyndell was sharing with me this morning that they were able to do that. Masks were optional for those who wanted to wear. Each person in attendance had their own table to sit at. So we were able to space that out, and hopefully we'll finish that class session within the next few weeks. Also, we've, of course, had to suspend some of our other activities, one being the poverty simulation that we do in the community. So we had 2 of those planned in March and April, and those have been postponed to a future date that's not yet been determined. For the funding update, we have an application that is currently submitted to the Office of the Governor through the Criminal Justice Division. The hearings for those applications happened this morning, so we anticipate that probably within a week we'll know if we received that funding, which would be to support the mentoring program. As you know, the Mentoring Plus grant that we had did end it was a 2-year grant, and it ended at the end of April. Once again, I want to brag on the mentoring staff for exceeding the expectation of what we first wrote into that grant. Because of our high performance, we were contacted by the grantor and asked if we wanted to try to match an additional 10 mentors and mentees, and we were able to accomplish that. So very proud of that, that success. We are also in for the running to be refunded through this grant that we had, that for a possibility of a new funding cycle starting in March of 2021. Also, our friends of Partners in Prevention and our board there, they are helping to look for other funding sources to support our mentoring and Longview Bridges Out of Poverty, and we have some applications that have been submitted through that organization, but we've not yet heard. And just some general information that I want to let you know about. I'm sad to tell that Erica Buchanan and Steve Vance will be leaving our team. Erica is moving on to, actually, she is moving. She's going to be getting married and moving. So her last day will be June the 26th with us. And Steve has had a new opportunity for a teaching position that would start in August. So this will, depending on how our July meeting goes, you may be able to see Steve again. If not, but this will definitely be our last meeting with Erica, unfortunately. Yeah. So she's trying not to cry.
Good luck to both of them.
Yeah. So we very much appreciate what they've brought to Partners in Prevention during this time that they've been here. I also wanted to announce that in June, the City Council will be making new appointments to city boards and commissions, including the Partners in Prevention Steering Committee. So the term that one of our terms that are expiring will be Matthew's, and so he has served diligently and very faithfully for two-year terms. So he's been with this committee for 4 years now. So we'll be sad to see him go as well. And then Emily Ivy let me know that she needed to resign from the committee just for some really positive changes that are going on in her life. So her position will be filled as well. And then we have 3 others that need to be filled. So we will continue to have Chesley Knowles and Lois Collins serving on this committee, but all of our other members will be new committee members starting this summer. So I also want to just remind you to please continue to share any of our information that we post on our social media. We do have Facebook as the primary platform that we use to get our information out, but we also have Instagram. So please continue to share that, as we want to continue to let people know of the work that we're doing and how the community can get involved through volunteerism with Partners in Prevention. I will go ahead and announce that our next meeting is July the 8th. Right now, I can't tell you if that's going to be in this platform of a webinar or if we will be meeting in person. But we will definitely meet one way or the other. So please put July the 8th on your calendar for the next meeting. Matthew, that's all I had for today.
Okay. Well, I really just want to tip my cap to the entire staff for their diligence during this difficult time. I mean, due to my position, I've been privy to kind of a small sample of what y'all have been doing, behind the scenes. And, I have to say, I'm really impressed how you guys have maneuvered through, what we all know to be extremely challenging circumstances. So just, again, well done, ladies and gentlemen. All of y'all, and thank you, Erica and Steve, for what you brought to the team. And And also, thank you for letting me serve. I mean, like I told Holly at our last meeting, I hate to go, but once the, it cycles through, y'all feel free to call me back on here. I'll be glad to serve again. But for this next term, I'm, probably gonna be appointed. I'm probably gonna be quote volunteered somewhere else. But it's just been a real pleasure to work with you guys and to be a part of everything that Partners in Prevention is doing in our community.
Thank you, Matthew. We truly appreciate you too and your participation. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew.
Thank
We all
you.
thank you.
All right, so before we move on to the next part of the agenda, are there any other questions or comments for staff from any of the other board members? Okay, well then, if not, we'll just, next part of the agenda is citizens comment. Those wishing to participate in citizens comment today were invited to access this meeting through a link to register with the teleconferencing app. Is it go to meeting, go to seminar, whatever. Richard Yakley with the city's media department is coordinating the technical side of the meeting and will assist with moderating the citizen comment portion of our meeting. When you're called to speak, you'll be unmuted and given one opportunity to speak for a maximum of 3 minutes. Please begin by stating your name and address for the public record. Mr. Yakley, do you have any residents who want to speak today?
No one is registered and seeking to speak.
Okay. Well, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn. Second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
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 I call this meeting adjourned. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you all so much.
Thanks. Bye.